The wind howls like a hungry wolf across the Bering Sea, its icy breath lashing at everything in its path. Out here, the cold isn't just a temperature, it's a living, breathing force, relentless and unforgiving. The sound of the wind is a constant companion, a reminder that you are at the mercy of nature's rawest elements. It's a sound that gets into your bones, echoing through the steel hull and rattling every bolt and rivet. The chill seeps through layers of clothing, numbing fingers and faces, making every movement a test of willpower. Out here, the waves are mountains of liquid ice, crashing with a force that can toss a grown man overboard in a heartbeat. Each swell is a reminder of how small you are in the face of the ocean's power. The deck pitches and rolls beneath your boots, and every step is a calculated risk. This is the world of the Alaskan king crab fisherman, where Mother Nature is the boss, and every trip is a gamble for a prize that swims deep below. The stakes are high, and the margin for error is razor thin. Every decision, every knot tied, every pot dropped is a wager against the sea. Many wonder why anyone would choose this life, seeing only the danger and relentless exhaustion. The hours are brutal, the work is backbreaking, and the risks are ever present. It's a job that demands everything you have and sometimes more than you think you can give. Yet for generations, men and women have answered this call, drawn by something deeper than just a paycheck. There's a sense of tradition, of carrying on a legacy built on grit and determination. The stories of those who came before echo in every creak of the ship and every shout across the deck. But for those who answer the call, it's more than a job. It's an adventure, a test of strength and courage, and a chance to pull a fortune from the icy depths. There's a thrill in the chase, a satisfaction in overcoming the odds, and a camaraderie that can only be forged in the crucible of hardship. The air stings your lungs, the sun barely warms, and the real light comes from the boat's floodlights, turning the deck into a stage for a grueling performance. Every task is illuminated in stark contrast, every breath visible in the frigid air, every shout and laugh echoing into the darkness. This isn't a 9-to-5, it's a full immersion experience where the line between day and night blurs into one long, cold, demanding shift. Sleep comes in snatches and meals are wolfed down between hauls. The rhythm of life is dictated by the sea and the catch, not by the clock. Every sense is heightened, the taste of salt on your lips, the ache in your muscles, the constant roar of the ocean. Even the smallest comforts, like a hot cup of coffee or a dry pair of gloves, become treasures in their own right. The real reward? Facing the worst the world can throw at you and coming back with a hold full of treasure. It's the pride of surviving another season, the thrill of a successful haul, and the knowledge that you've conquered the ice, if only for a moment. Our vessel is the Northern Gale, 100 feet of hardened steel built to withstand a beating. She's not just a boat, but a living, breathing force of nature, forged for the brutal demands of the Bering Sea. Every inch of her hull is scarred by storms and ice, a testament to the battles she's survived. When the wind howls and the waves tower overhead, it's the Northern Gale that keeps us afloat, her steel bones groaning but never breaking. Her deck is a maze of heavy machinery, all designed for one thing: efficiency in the face of extreme conditions. Winches, cranes, and hydraulic arms dominate the space, each piece of equipment essential for hauling in the heavy crab pots. The constant clatter of metal and the hiss of hydraulics are the soundtrack to our days and nights. Every lever, every cable, every bolt is a lifeline when the weather turns savage. This boat is our home, fortress, and tool. For weeks at a time, the Northern Gale is all we know, our shelter from the storm and our only link to the world beyond the horizon. The sea is unforgiving, but within these steel walls we carve out a sense of belonging. The boat becomes an extension of ourselves, responding to our every command, carrying us through darkness and daylight alike. The heart of the Northern Gale is her crew, a small, tight-knit team led by a veteran captain, a tough deck boss, and a mix of greenhorns and old-timers. Each person brings their own story, their own scars, and their own strengths. The captain's steady hand guides us through chaos, while the deck boss keeps the operation running like clockwork. The greenhorns learn fast, pushed by the relentless pace and the wisdom of those who've seen it all before. Life aboard is cramped and basic. Tiny bunks stacked like coffins, a galley that's our only warm refuge and no privacy to speak of. We eat, sleep, and work in close quarters, forging bonds that can only be made under pressure. Every meal shared is a brief escape from the cold, every laugh a reminder that we're in this together. There's no room for ego or isolation. Survival depends on unity. Before leaving Dutch Harbor, every inch of the boat is checked: engine, hydraulics, safety gear, and survival suits. The pre-departure ritual is sacred. We inspect, repair, and double-check, knowing that a single oversight could cost lives. The hum of the engine, the snap of safety harnesses, the bright orange of survival suits, all are reminders of the risks we face and the precautions we must take. Trust in your equipment is vital, but trust in your crewmates is everything. Out here, you're only as strong as the person beside you. We watch each other's backs, share the load, and step in when someone falters. The sea tests us constantly, but it's the bonds between us that see us through the worst of it. We rely on each other to stay alert and pull through the long, exhausting hours. Fatigue is a constant enemy, creeping in with every shift. But when one of us stumbles, another is there to help. The camaraderie forged in these moments is unbreakable, a brotherhood and sisterhood built on sweat, grit, and shared hardship. In the Bering Sea, a single mistake can be fatal. Preparation is everything. Out here, nature doesn't forgive, and the margin for error is razor thin. We face each day with respect for the ocean's power, knowing that our lives depend on vigilance, teamwork, and the indomitable spirit of the Northern Gale and her crew. Preparation starts long before we leave the dock. The main event, getting the massive 7-foot steel crab pots ready, over 100 stacked on deck.
We bait them with a pungent mix of herring and cod, turning frozen fish into crab attractant that clings to everything.
Each pot gets a bait bag, then is rigged with a long rope and a brightly colored buoy.
Every coil and knot must be perfect. One mistake can cause chaos at sea.
The captain lays out a strategy, planning where each pot will be dropped in a calculated grid across the seabed.
As the last pot is prepped, anticipation builds. The hard work is done.
Now the real test begins, the journey into the fishing grounds. The hunt is on. The journey to the crab grounds is brutal. The northern gale plows through relentless waves, water freezing instantly on deck.
In the wheelhouse, the captain navigates through storm and ice, eyes fixed on radar.
The crew braces for the marathon ahead, finding their sea legs.
At the coordinates, the captain's call. Time to set 'em.
The deck erupts into action. Pots are swung overboard by crane, each one plunging into the dark below.
Ropes uncoil at dizzying speed, buoys tossed at just the right moment.
It's a dangerous dance. One wrong move, and you're overboard.
As the last pot sinks, an eerie quiet falls.
Now we wait. The pots soaking on the seabed, fate resting hundreds of feet below. Did we pick the right spot? Only time will tell.
This is our war with the sea, relentless, unforgiving, and worth every bruise. Each full pot is a small victory, pushing us through exhaustion. The deck is slick with ice and crab guts, danger everywhere. The next pot is already on its way up. Haul, dump, sort, repeat. The cold bites, hands go numb, but there's no time to stop. The crew swarms the table, sorting king crabs from everything else at lightning speed. Is it a jackpot or a bust? The door unlatches, a torrent of crabs, seaweed, and seawater spills out. The pot emerges, dripping and heavy, swung onto the sorting table. A crewman snags the line with a gaff, feeding it into the hydraulic winch. We return to the first buoy. Real work begins. After what feels like forever, the captain gives the order to haul.
The work on deck looks raw, but technology has revolutionized the hunt. In the wheelhouse, the captain uses GPS digital charts and sonar to pinpoint the best spots and avoid hazards.
Sonar reveals the ocean floor and even shows crab congregations, giving us an edge our predecessors never had. On deck, hydraulics power the cranes and winches, making the impossible possible.
Safety tech is vital. Locator beacons, survival suits, satellite phones, and weather forecasts keep us alive. The machinery saves our backs but demands respect. One malfunction can be deadly. Technology can't erase the danger, but it's a lifeline we depend on. Sorting crabs is where expertise matters most. Regulations are strict. Only mature male king crabs can be kept.
Deckhands quickly identify males by the shape of their shell and return every female to the sea.
Each male is measured with a gauge. Undersized crabs go back to grow and breed.
Only the biggest legal males are kept, the kings we're after.
The keepers are lowered into holding tanks, circulated with cold seawater to keep them alive.
The tank is our treasure chest, each crab a payday.
It's a fast, precise process, protecting the future of the fishery and our own livelihoods. The sound of crabs clattering into the hold is the sound of success. After days of grinding work, the end is in sight. The captain calls for the last string. Energy surges through the exhausted crew.
We attack the final pots, driven by thoughts of home and a job well done.
The last pot is hauled, sorted, and a cheer goes up. Mission accomplished. The deck is cleared, equipment secured, and the boat turns for Dutch Harbor.
The race is on. King crabs must be delivered live, so speed is everything. The boat rides heavy, laden with thousands of pounds of crab. Crew monitor the tanks, keeping the crabs healthy. The rest try to catch some sleep.
As Dutch Harbor's lights appear, relief and pride wash over us. We've faced the Bering Sea and won. The final count at the dock will decide our reward. The offload is the final act. Basket after basket of king crabs lifted from our hold, each one a testament to our risk and effort. Every crab that hits the dock is a reminder of the long hours, the biting cold, and the relentless waves we faced out there. It's more than just unloading a catch, it's the culmination of weeks of hard work, sleepless nights, and the constant push to keep going no matter how tough things got.
A good haul means a massive payday, but the pride runs deeper. There's a satisfaction in knowing we've conquered the odds, that our teamwork and grit paid off. The money is good, sure, but it's the sense of achievement that sticks with you. When you see your crew smiling, exhausted but triumphant, you realize you're part of something bigger than yourself.
We're part of a tradition, testing ourselves against nature, bringing back a bounty that feeds the world. This job connects us to generations before us, men and women who braved these same waters. Every trip out, we honor their legacy, pushing ourselves to live up to the standards they set. It's a responsibility we don't take lightly.
The risk is always there. We all know stories of boats that never returned. Every season, we're reminded of the dangers, rogue waves, freezing spray, and the ever-present threat of the sea. It's a sobering reality, and it keeps us sharp, never letting us forget how quickly things can change.
That danger forges an unbreakable bond among the crew. We look out for each other, on deck and off. When you've faced storms together, when you've pulled each other through the worst nights, you become more than just co-workers. You become family.
We're more than colleagues. We're a team that's survived together. Every scar, every story, every inside joke is proof of what we've been through. That camaraderie is what gets us through the hardest days and makes the victories even sweeter.
As we clean the boat and prepare for the next season, the sense of accomplishment is hard to describe. There's relief, pride, and a quiet satisfaction in knowing we did our job well. We're already thinking about the next trip, the next challenge, but for now, we savor this moment.
The call of the ice is strong. Adventure, challenge, and reward. Out here, you find out what you're made of. The sea tests you, but it also gives back in ways you can't measure in dollars. Looking at a hold full of king crabs, we know we earned every one. Each crab is a story, a memory of a hard-fought battle with the sea, a moment of triumph over adversity. It's a dirty, dangerous job, but for us, there's no greater feeling in the world. The risks are real, but so are the rewards. And at the end of the day, we wouldn't trade this life for anything.